last week, thrilled to get the series win over Oklahoma State. Loved the way we played on Friday night. I thought it was as close as we played to our potential as any game all year. In both those games, I thought we were really good. I thought Chloe Riasetto was outstanding. Najee Kennedy obviously was outstanding in the circle. And I was really proud of our offense to go out and get the game early in game one and establish the tempo for the night, and then to keep putting on runs and finishing up with a walk-off home run to finish that game 9-0. I thought it was really important to put the game away and keep momentum going into game two. I thought Chloe Riasetto did a great job coming in behind Naja, and then I loved the way we played game two to come out and get the lead. Chloe pitched outstanding, and Naja, of course, came in and held the lead for her. We got 2 runs early, and I wish we could have kept getting more runs, but I think you've got to give Ruby Malin credit. She's a great pitcher, and I think we were just on point or on spot to get the 2 runs early and get the tempo of the game and get that game. So it was a good doubleheader sweep for us to start Big 12 play. And I was really proud of Baylor Lindemuth, who went on to be named Big 12 Player of the Week. I think that's an outstanding achievement for a young freshman that's really worked hard. When you look at how it started the season, I think 1 for 14 and just kept battling and hitting at like a 400, 450 clip over the last 2 or 3 weeks. So really excited for her and really a highlight for our team and program to get her, to see her get that kind of recognition. Game 3, very disappointed in our effort early. I think we worked really hard. We knew they were going to try to bunt, and we practiced really hard for the bunt, and we just didn't make the coverage, and we let the game get away, and it shows how important tempo and establishing the tempo of a game is in the first inning. But I think we can learn more from Game 3 than any other game of the weekend. The losses tend to teach you more than the wins. So I think that it may be a blessing in disguise. I try to make lemonade out of lemons, I guess, but I think that there's a lot we can learn from Game 3, and I think it's a game that can help us to go ahead and mature as a program and as a team to where we want to be in May. So overall, I thought it was a very good weekend to get the wins. I thought we can learn a lot. I'm thrilled with the pitching all weekend. I was thrilled with the defense on Friday night. I was thrilled with the offense on Friday night. And we can work on Sunday as we go through this week. And we've worked really hard this week in practice. As far as injuries, I think everybody wants to know Najee continues to get better daily. We're still, we're not out of the woods yet. We still got to be careful. And we are being very, very careful. But she's getting closer and closer to normal. And thrilled with the medical staff and trainers here at the university. I think we've done an outstanding job, and I think she's done an outstanding job of really listening and taking care of herself to help us get through this stretch where it's been a little tricky.
With South Carolina a week after this one, do you have any intention of sitting Naja for the whole weekend?
Of hitting her?
Hitting it or pitching?
Yeah, this is a Big 12 conference series, and so the Baylor game to me is a really critical. Every Big 12 series will be critical, and we're not going to look past Baylor. Naja's day-to-day still, but we expect her to be able to go on Friday night, and then we'll reevaluate on Saturday morning and see how she feels afterwards. She's resuming bullpens now, and so when you're doing bullpens during the week, that can, we got to evaluate after each bullpen. But it's day-to-day, but a very positive day-to-day now. I was extremely concerned the last 2 weeks, and I'm past being extremely concerned. I just think we've got to be extremely careful now. But Baylor's a huge series. They're a dangerous ball club. Coach Moore's a great coach over there, and they're going to be desperate for wins and desperate for a series win. So I think our team has to learn from Sunday when the other team's in a desperate position. Makes them really dangerous, and we've got to go into that series knowing it's going to be a battle all weekend. And then we'll worry about South Carolina on Monday.
You talk right there about them being an explosive team, being hungry for a win. How much do you guys look at their record, considering it's a losing record right now?
Yeah, I don't pay a bit of attention to what their record is up to that day because it only matters how they play on that 7 innings on Friday night and 7 innings on Saturday and 7 innings on Sunday. And the best team doesn't always win. It's the team that plays the best on any given day. And we just got to be sure we're ready to play our very best softball on Friday night. And that's the theme every day. Play your best softball. And I know that Baylor's going to come out a home game, a home series. They're going to come out really ready to play on Friday night. And they're going to come out with a lot of confidence. They had a good game last night with Northwestern State. They played in Lamar tonight. They're going to come out of those games most likely with a lot of confidence going into our series.
You just touched on it right there that they just played 2 games, but you guys get the whole week of rest. Can you talk about the advantages of both of those sides?
Yeah, I think that you can gain a lot of confidence by playing those midweek games, and a lot of times you'll have your hitters really confident and ready to go. On the other hand, I think being able to practice, we're not resting, we're practicing. We had a great day of practice yesterday, and we've got things that we learned over the weekend against Oklahoma State that we can work on, and we're working really hard on a lot of aspects of the game, to be ready for this weekend series. So our opportunities to get better through practice, our opportunities to get momentum and get better through games, and we'll see this weekend how it works out. But it's definitely either scenario can be good. I'm thrilled that we got to practice this week. I'm thrilled that we didn't have to travel. I'm thrilled we could stay right here in our cages and on our field and really get some work done that we needed to do because we played a lot of games in the last 2 weeks before Oklahoma State.
You guys have had a lot of success in those first 2 innings over the past few games. What's it going to take for your girls to get success in the later innings?
Yeah, I think we're doing a great job now coming out early for the most part. And then I think we've got to emulate Friday night where we just have to keep staying hungry, and staying focused and realize the game's not over.
Coach, you kind of hinted at it there a little bit, but as a coach, is there something, I dare say beneficial, but is there something that at least you can take from the Sunday loss going into that Monday practice, knowing that you had such a tough non-conference schedule going into it, that having that loss there was the refocus to get everything ready for this week with just the practices and then another Big 12 series?
Yeah, I love learning from losses. I don't like losses. I hate losing, but I love learning from them. And I think that it's a great opportunity for us to reevaluate. We thought we were ready for the bunt defense, but obviously we wasn't. And I noticed during the weekend our outfielders were a little bit. We weren't getting to the right backup positions. We were assuming there wasn't going to be an overthrow, and we were a little complacent on our hustle to get into the backup positions. And there was several things like that I learned over the weekend that we could get better. And so we take all that stuff this week into practice and really push our team to eliminate those areas of weakness, because those areas of weakness always show up. They always find you. And I thought that Oklahoma State did a good job of showing us some things that we need to work at on Sunday.
If you had to put a blanket over, like a blanket description over what the Baylor offense looks like, how would you describe it?
They've got a little bit of speed, and they've got a lot of lefty hitters, but then they've got some outstanding power hitters. Govan is a tremendous hitter, and they've got some veteran players like Tovin that's been around for long. Ormage back. They've got a lot of good veteran players. And then they've got a good mixture. They've got an outstanding center fielder freshman that's got a lot of speed. And they've got a good mixture of left and right, and they got a lot of good athletes. And they're pitching. They've been 4 pitchers, pitched pretty well equal innings, and they're trying to find themselves. And I think when they do find themselves, they're going to be a very good ball club. And so we just got to be ready for a complete game out of them and hope we can match their effort.
Coach, you mentioned worrying about South Carolina and everything after the Baylor series. How important is it to get off on the right foot here, considering how long you guys are away from Rocky Johnson Field?
Yeah, I think when you look at the Big 12 series last week, there were 6 splits. There were 6 series and 6 splits. Nobody was able to complete a sweep. And I want to see our ball club, when we get in that position, if we get a chance to go for a sweep on Sunday, I want us to be a lot better at that the next time. That's going to be a focus. I thought coming out and getting the series on Friday night was really a good, really mature moment for our ball club a maturing moment for a young ball club or our newer program. But we got to get better in conference play and look at that matchup. So I think as we go through this weekend with Baylor, it's going to be all focused on Baylor, you know, and getting the series win first. And then if we do get lucky and get out to a 2-0 lead in that series, I want to see us come out really hungry for a sweep and try to get our first series sweep. And then the momentum that you gain, it would be huge to get. It'd be huge to get a series win. It'll be really huge if we could get a 3-game win streak going before we go to South Carolina, who's like number 4 team in the country in RPI, and it's going to be a great team for us to get an opportunity on the road to gain some top 25 wins, and that should really help our RPI if we could go in there and win a game or 2 or 3. So you know, it's everything that happens this weekend will definitely provide us momentum going into South Carolina.
I know you mentioned, obviously, taking things slow with Nyjah. Is there any hesitance at the hitting part that you kind of referenced earlier? Is there any hesitance for you to maybe wait a little longer than you might normally would with that part of it?
Yeah, I don't feel like that we have to rush her back offensively. We're hitting, and she's started hitting now. She's resumed hitting. But what I'm concerned about is the running out of the box.
Yeah.
I don't feel like there's urgency as long as our team's scoring runs the way they are. But she's a Mustang. She wants to get back on the field and compete, and holding her back it's tricky because she's a hard worker. She's very dedicated in practice, and she's an ultimate competitor. So just keeping her to be patient. That's a challenge, and thank goodness she's like that. I love the fact that she is like that, but. For me as a coach, no, it's real easy. As long as we can keep her in that circle till she's fully healthy and ready to go, and then we'll add back in the hitting. But we're hitting daily, and I think it's a good opportunity for her to keep preparing and getting ready to hit in the postseason and later this season. But especially the postseason, her bat's going to come into play. It's going to be enormous for us, and we're going to need her to be really, really good, like she was on the Jordy ball game against Mississippi State. She showed how much she could impact the game with her power and her bat, and I just keep reminding her, like, hey, we're working every day to get better. We're going to get better. Let's be patient and know when we want to fight our wars. And she listens. It's just hard for an athlete to hold back especially when you're strong like she is or wired like she is.
Is Alana Johnson dealing with an injury?
No, Alana had a family obligation, a family funeral. She had to attend her great grandmother's funeral last weekend. I encouraged her to go. Like she wanted to be with our team, and I sat down with her and I told her, what I know from life experience. 10 years from now, you'll regret if you don't go to your great grandmother's funeral, and 10 years from now, you'll never regret missing a ball game. And so she made that for her family, and it was important for her and her family. I know her family members wanted her there, and are glad she was there. And but Alana wanted to be with our team last weekend, very much so. And she came back. She's working hard this week, and she'll be back in the lineup this weekend. So we didn't say anything but it was a personal obligation, and exactly what it was a great grandmother's funeral. And what a great kid Alana is, and she's back, she's full speed, and that's going to give us a big lift this weekend.
All right.